So we got a question in asking about compost and how to use worm castings, which is a fancy way of saying worm poop. So we are going to our dirt / scientist / gardening expert, Charles Bocock, and he's going to break it down on how to break it down.
Gail asked, how do you set up a worm bin for composting and catching worm castings?
Okay, this is a typical worm house.
Hold on. Why would you even want worm poop in your garden? Well, let's get the terminology right first. How about that? It's not worm poop, it's worm castings. And after it's processed, it's called vermiculture. And it's one of the most organic things that you can put in your garden. It's like plant superfood.
Or worm farm, as you want to call it, you receive in the mail. They make round ones and they make square ones. The round one that I have here has 3 compartments, 1, 2, 3, and a lid, and it has a base, and the base is used to catch worm tea or worm juice. When you catch enough worm tea or worm juice, on the side over there, opposite of myself, is a little petcock that you can open and you can drain it out. You will notice when you look, if you were to lift tray 3, 2, and 1 and the lid off, that there might be some worms in there that are what we call composting worms or red wigglers. You don't want to put ever any earthworms in your worm boxes because they will not do the job that a composting worm or red wiggler will do. The red wiggler or the composting worm will eat 10 times its weight every 2 days, and an earthworm won't do that. Composting worms are for that purpose. They compost your material, they turn it very, very black. As you can see, these containers are black. And so the residual from your kitchen is all of the scraps that you would make salads with or cook with. Now there are some rules as to what you could put in here that keep your worm beds working optimally. Number 1, do not put any type of citrus ever, ever, ever in this worm house. Don't put any meats of any kind in your worm house, and don't put any dairy of any kind. Don't pour any milk in here, don't put any cheese in here, don't put any cottage cheese in here. Anything of those 3 items. Again, that's dairy, that's citrus, and that's meat. Anything else you can put in there, and the worms will completely eat it up, run it through their digestive system, and you will have beautiful, beautiful black soil that you can use for growing all of the other plants outside, or you can use inside in your potting for growing flowers or ornamental shrubbery, whatever you prefer to grow. I want to thank you very much for your interest in growing the worms, and I think it's going to really help our planet.